You're
Yo. I love shopping at small businesses. The feeling of supporting a local vendor of wares they've created just gets me fired up. It feels so much more personal and impactful than shopping at some megacorp store. Like, my dollar has more value if spent on a local business, and that feels really good. Now, sometimes these small businesses need a way to have some outreach, a chance to show the community that they exist and are worth the time, money, and effort of shopping with them. And what better way to do that than to become a vendor at a craft fair? Craft fairs, if for whatever reason you've been living under a rock all this time, are events where artisans and crafters get together to sell their creations to people. Typically, this is in a bazaar-like fashion where each vendor has their wares set up on a table for customers to peruse and purchase. These events can literally take place anywhere. In your church's basement, in your local high school's parking lot, hell, even in the back rooms. You name it, it's probably going to be there. It's pretty neat, and you never know what you can find. So, if you're looking for something personal, created with love and care, and probably so niche that you wouldn't be able to find it anywhere else, then you should go to a craft fair. But, as I breathe in the local crafting scene, I just can't help but notice the absolute stink that permeates throughout and fills every single orifice on my body. It's craft fair slop. Oh, whatever do you mean, Starless? What is craft fair slop, and why is it suddenly so important for you to come out of your cave and make your semi-annual video about it? Please do regale us with your words of wisdom. I'm glad you asked, viewer. Well, craft fair slop is that mass-produced garbage you just can't seem to escape. It's always there. At every craft fair, farmer's market, flea market, yard sale, game store, CVS. It's truly become a huge issue in the crafting scene, and it's become a race between true creators and lazy cash grabbers for your time and money. So, what should you look out for when you're perusing other people's wares at one of these bombastic bazaars for buyers? Let's cut this head off before it spawns several others. AI slop.
I do the best transform. I want you to give it up for Robo Bitch.
Generative AI. How I truly hate thee. Truly one of the tech of all time. Generative AI has been a thorn in my side for as long as OpenAI has been a thought in Sam Altman's mind. And it has only gotten worse ever since its inception in 2022. So much so that it's even found a home in craft fairs. A popular item I see a lot are these tumblers with poorly cropped AI images pasted onto them. One craft fair that I went to had like 4 stands just selling these things, and each stand had at least 100 on display, and the AI images that they were using were just these ugly renditions of Marvel characters, Disney characters, sports teams. People would walk by, see these things, and go, "Oh, honey, look," and pull their spouse in close. And the person manning the stand would be nearby on their Steam Deck playing Slime Rancher, listening to Weird Al Yankovic, and yet somehow they made another sale on a low-effort item. And you would think that's it, but no. AI art is in more things than I even thought possible. Hell, there was a craft fair that I went to where a person was selling framed AI art, passing it off as if it was their own paintings. Another fair I went to, this person was selling these beautiful wreaths, but for whatever reason they decided to have generative AI art in the center of them, and they prompted it to make it look like it was Lisa Frank drawings of woodland creatures, and it wasn't doing a very good job of it. One of the purposes of craft fairs is to showcase human creativity. When a vendor shows up selling AI art instead, it takes away from that. AI art could never go through the motions of learning a new skill or craft. It can never put the human soul into a painting or a sculpture. When you own something someone else created, you own a small piece of humanity. Proof that we as a collective existed. AI could never give you that. Someone once said, if the end product is the same, then why does it matter? In a marathon, you wouldn't congratulate somebody if they took a car all the way to the finish line. Sure, I mean, the end result is the same as if somebody had ran it, but it's the way they got there that matters. Anyways, AI art this, AI art that, bro. We get it. I'm moving on. Hey, I'm moving on here. Ever since craft fairs have become a prominent form of outing for moms and dudes like me, more and more people have been looking for a way to get in on the action. And after all, it's a market that is hardly touched by the mega corporations running our lives. And with the advancements and accessibility of technology, it's easier than ever to join in on the fun. We've all been there, wandering around some local store, whether it be a retro game store, a thrift shop, a CVS. While you're perusing, you just so happen to run into it. 3D printed slop.
Hey, just wondering if you got your photos printed?
Logos printed?
What?
At almost every craft fair I've been to now, there has been at least one table selling 3D printed things. 3D printed fidgets, statues, busts of popular characters, you name it, these vendors got it. And every item has that multicolored iridescent effect where you move it one way, it's one color, and you move it another, it's another color. Every table I've seen has had an overwhelming amount of these things for sale. I think the most egregious of these items are the 3D printed dragons. I don't know why I said it like
3D printed dragons.
but I can't stand these freaking things. I see them all over the place. They come in all shapes and sizes, in eggs and different poses. No matter what, if there's a vendor selling 3D printed things, you can guarantee those things are going to be there. It's almost become a plague upon that of humanity with just how much there are. It's insane. Here's my issue with these 3D printed things. In my honest, educated opinion, I think they are repetitive, unoriginal, and lazy. When I go to a craft fair, I want to be inspired and enamored in the things a person has made with their own two hands. Creativity given form. When a vendor who sells 3D printed things shows up, it's like someone replaced your grandmom's cooking with Great Value brand Salisbury steak frozen dinner. I mean, yeah, you can consume it, but you sure as hell are not going to be satisfied. Now look, I can see the appeal in these things, and some of them are cool. There was a video on YouTube I had watched where somebody had made the autocannon from Helldivers 2, probably one of the coolest uses of 3D printing I had ever seen. But let's be honest here. If the vendor isn't creating their own templates and aren't really adding to the creative capabilities of 3D printing, can they really share the same space as artists at craft fairs? You decide, intrepid viewer. Am I just full of shit? I probably am. I wish I could say I was done, but that's not all, brother. Recently, my girl and I went to a maker's bazaar in a nearby town. We went there to look for some good old-fashioned Mother's Day gifts. We perused the items the creators had on display, avoided the AI and 3D printed slot tables, and purchased some unique gifts for our moms. Now, my girl, she loves small stationery. She hoards it up like a dragon. She just eats it up. She just so happened to find a couple of these things at this craft fair. And when we got home, she had wondered how people make such interesting and unique stationery. I had mentioned in a passing comment, oh, they probably got it out of some weird Temu mystery bag or something. And I laughed it off. But that got me thinking. So while I was taking a fat dump, I decided to Google it. And wouldn't you believe it, that same stationery my girl bought was being sold on Temu for the low price of like 3 cents. So, Shein, Temu, AliExpress, hell, even the Epic Store. All of these places are selling low effort items at a fraction of the cost that they would have been if they were sold through something like Walmart or Target. And what could possibly be the issue with that? Typically, companies rely on a distributor to sell their wares. They act as a middleman between the factory and the end user, which would be you. Stores like Temu cut out the middleman and sell their wares direct to you. In theory, that sounds great because it helps to lower the cost between them and you. And in turn, you get to spend less and get to buy more. The issue is that these stores rely heavily on sweatshops and low-wage labor to mass-produce the items they have for sale. On top of that, these companies take proprietary creations of small-time creators, like ones you find at a craft fair, and resell them to stores without even crediting the original creators. Not to mention, they are a huge contributor to waste and pollution throughout our entire planet. So, when you spend your money with these companies, even if you yourself don't support any of those things, just simply because you are spending your money with them, you are supporting them. I don't think it's morally okay to be purchasing things in bulk from an evil overseas company and reselling them at fairs that are dedicated to artists. You know, the same people who are making things with their own two hands and creativity, the same folk who are typically putting hundreds and hundreds of hours into their craft to create things that are quality enough to sell at a market. People who mainly work real full-time jobs on top of this, and this is just simply their side gig that brings them joy and satisfaction. Yeah, to just put it simply, it's not cool. You like that big fake big sigh? I put it in my script. Asterisk, big sigh, asterisk. It is actually kind of exhausting when you think about it. Anyways, I'm done ranting, I'm done complaining. Artisans and crafters use their craft fairs as a means to sell their creations to their community. These bazaars can have a plethora of goods ranging from clothing, food, wine, pottery, paintings, books, and so much more. They are the perfect outlet if you are looking for a unique gift for a loved one, or even something for yourself. And at the end of the day, when you do go to these events and purchase stuff from creators, you're supporting human creativity and your fellow person. So, if you're out and about at a craft fair, keep a keen eye out for Slop, and do yourself a favor, and spend your money on things that truly bring something to the world. Something that someone put their time, effort, and soul into. Something that resonates with you or your loved ones. Something that's human. And for the love of God, please, don't spend your money on craft fair slop. Whew. This is like my 12th take of this. Oh my gosh. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Take care, stay safe, and don't forget to smile. See ya.